I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the woman you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to June Sports Studio, Hard Music, Steve O Baby, Soulmonger, Money Mitch, AT in the chat, Rex Corp, Ruben, what's going on? Dukalex, Lawrence, Zacharias, Joe Blast. Shout out to Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Who else we got up in here? Tristan Fitness. Shout out to Lawrence, Marcus K, Jay Stevens, Jay Bird. Who else we got up in here? Blastomatic. Who else we got up in here? Jimmy was good. Aussie was popping. Dukalex, Olafemi, what's going on? Kobe Lean in the building. Who else we got up in here? Fit and Life Entertainment, what's popping with you? So before we get into all the things, right? Before we get into all the things, make sure that you guys go to masculineidentity.com. Get the soap.
Do it.
Get the soap.
Just do it.
Go to masculineidentity.com. and get your Masculine Identity soap. Also, make sure you guys go to MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Make sure you guys go do that and get that shit cracking. Go to MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Also, make sure that you guys go to BadBoyMembership.com. Go to BadBoyMembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio, video, dating advice tutorials every month. Make sure you get that cracking. And on the Bad Boy membership right now, we have this program, The Correct Way to Have Short-Term Relationships. Make sure you check it out and step up your goddamn game. Make sure you check that out and step up your game. So shout out to everybody, man. We ain't gonna be doing a super long show today, but guys, if you want to call in, the call-in number 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901 is the number. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys call up. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your questions. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure that you guys do that. So today's topic, we're gonna be talking about how to get rejected less, okay? How to get rejected less. I know some of y'all are like, oh man, this is gonna be great because I don't want to get rejected. I'm scared of getting rejected. I don't want to get rejected at all and all this other shit. Now, let me tell you guys something real quick. Let me tell you guys, you're gonna get rejected. You understand what I'm saying? You are going to get rejected. So this is not about how to not get rejected. This is about how to get rejected less. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that I'm going to teach you some ways to be, more attractive to women in general, so that you'll be able to make shit happen with these women out here in these streets. Shout out to my lady April MC in the building. Shout out to my lady April MC in the building. Yes, sir. So yeah, I'm going to be teaching you guys, how to get rejected less. You feel what I'm saying? Because what happens is if you step up your game and you know what you're doing, you're going to be able to, get rejected less. So what does getting rejected less look like? So remember, you are going to get rejected. Rejection is going to happen, regardless, right? So getting rejected less is, for example, let's say right now you might approach, try to interact with, let's say 100 women, right? You approach 100 women, try to talk to 100 women, you try to make shit happen, right? And out of those 100 women, 98 reject you. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get you to be in a situation is that you approach 100 women, right? And only 65 or 70 reject you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you might approach 10 women and right now all 10 women reject you, right? Versus you approach 10 women and talk to 10 women and only, let's say 6 reject you. You see what I mean? So you're still going to get rejected, but it's you getting rejected less. You understand? Which means that you're going to get women who want to fuck with you more. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to be talking about that. And guys, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat. If you want to call in, the call-in number is 646-481-3901. That is the number. So make sure you guys donate and call up if you want to get your questions answered. You feel what I'm saying? So let's just jump right into this. Now, I want to say that, the stuff that I'm going to be talking about on today's show, is a little bit more advanced. So just be prepared. You understand what I'm saying? Take some notes. You might need to rewind this back and all this other stuff. But, I want you guys to understand this game so that you can really step this up. And this is why I tell you guys to get coaching. This is why I tell you guys to join the Bad Boy membership. This is why I tell you guys to go to Masculine Identity membership so you guys can really step up your game. So this is a show where I'm going to be, just extending the free line just a little bit, which means that I'm going to be putting, more information out for free that you would actually need to get behind the paywall. You feel what I'm saying? Just to give you guys insight on how deep the game goes. You feel me? Now, let's just jump right into this. So this is in no order of importance. I'm going to talk about 4 things, right? And these 4 things I'm going to talk about, you can choose any one of these things, and any one of these things that you do will help you get rejected less. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you take heed to this and make sure you take notes and make this shit happen, right? So now let's jump into this. So first thing that you can do to get rejected less is you have to find your tribe, okay? You have to find your tribe. Now, let's break this down. Shout out to Ron Wills. Ron Wills talks about this too, about finding your tribe. And I'm going to, talk about this, but, go into more detail of what this means, how to do this, and how this is going to make you get rejected less. So what does it mean to find your tribe, right? So to find your tribe, that means that you're finding the types of women who are more likely going to gravitate to you, who are more likely going to be attracted to you, and who are more likely going to say yes and be consistently cooperative with you, right? Now, the thing is that you need to understand that there are certain women out there who are like this. A lot of guys don't even know this. So there are certain women out there who will gravitate to you easier than other women. And those women are your tribe, right? Now, how do you even find this out? First of all, you got to understand is that one of the things that you need to know about finding your tribe, finding the type of women who gravitate to you easiest, is that you actually have to go out there and interact with women in real time, meaning you have to actually go out there and put in some work so that you can experience interacting with a lot of women so that you can start to see which women are gravitating to me easier. You understand? Right. Now, when you realize which women are gravitating to you easier, then what happens is when you go out to these bars, clubs, events, parties, when you're hollering at chicks on, when you're hollering at chicks like online and all this other stuff, right? You're able to figure out quickly and easily which women are going to gravitate to you easier than others, right? So now, once you understand that, Then all you have to do is that you interact with those women first. You understand what I'm saying? And then you interact with those women more often. So I had a friend who we would go out to the bars and the clubs like, you know, every weekend and all this other shit. And 8 to 9 times out of 10, I shit you not, 8 to 9 times out of 10, he's pulling a chick out the spot that night within less than like probably half an hour, 45 minutes. So we would go to like the first spot, right? And we would stay there for maybe like, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour in most cases. But then he'll be able to pull a chick out the spot. He'd go and end up, you know, smashing that chick. And then he'd come back out and meet me later. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes if he went into the spot and he didn't see women who were, you know, his tribe, right? We would go to the next spot. He sees certain women like that, interact with them, talk with them. And 8 to 9 times out of 10, he pulled the chick out the spot and shit will go down. Right now, the reason why it was easy for him to pull the women was because he was focusing on the women who are his tribe, right? So now again, how do you find these women? So what needs to happen is that you need to actually go out, right? You need to go on dates. You need to approach women. You need to talk to women. Why? Because you need to get a large sample size of women to start noticing which women gravitate to you easiest. Now, what do I talk about when I say which women or what types of women, right? So when I talk about your tribe, there's a lot of different aspects of it. It's like, okay, which race of women, which types of women that live in certain areas, which women who get into A, B, and C versus X, Y, and Z. You understand what I'm saying? So for example, you might have a guy where his tribe of women who gravitate to him easiest is the, you know, natural hair, Erykah Badu, incense type of black women, right? So now he realizes for whatever reason, those women just be feeling him. There's something about him where those types of women feel him. Now, why is it that certain types of women will have similar, you know, thoughts and interests, even though they're all individuals? It's because when they're into certain things or they're into certain lifestyles, right, there's similarities between those women. And because there's similarities between those women, if those women tend to gravitate to you, then other women who are like them usually will tend to gravitate to you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the issue is that if you're not out here actually dealing with women on a consistent basis, it's going to be hard for you to figure out who your tribe is. And this is why I tell you guys to go to Bad Boy Membership, because on this program right here, let me show you this program, Understanding Patterns. On this program, Understanding Patterns, I talk about this topic of tribes because it's called Understanding Patterns, how to predict your outcomes with women, right? So what happens is that when you understand the tribe of women that fuck with you, it's easier for you to predict what's going to happen because you have prior knowledge of what has happened before. This is why my friend could go into a spot and 8 to 9 times out of 10, pull the chick, know which chick to approach, know what to say, and then pull her out and make shit happen because he's done it a million fucking times. And you know which women are more likely to gravitate to him than the others. So in the example I gave earlier, if a guy knows, okay, these chicks who are the super herbal tea, woke, natural hair, black chicks are gravitating to him. If he goes into a spot and there's 100 women in there, and let's say 10 of them are like that, right? What he's going to do is approach those women first. Approaching those women, what's going to happen is more likely than not, those women are going to gravitate to him, which is going to make the rejection less. You understand what I'm saying? Now, understand when it comes to you having a certain tribe of women, you can have more than one tribe of women. That doesn't mean that only these types of women will gravitate to you. You might have 2 or 3 different archetypes of women who gravitate to you. Now, you might be saying, Locario, but what if I don't like the tribe of women who gravitate to me, right? Then what happens is that, okay, and I don't want to get too deep on this because remember, I don't want to give too much away. See, it's hard to, because I want to give you guys this game, but I want to give too much. Well, fuck it, we already here. You understand? So what happens is, let's say you're saying, you know what? I just noticed that I get a bunch of chicks that I'm not attracted to who gravitate to me easy. And I'm not getting, women that I'm attracted to that are gravitating to me easily, right? So what happens is that the reason why that goes down, or the reason why that happens, is because the reason why you're easily attracting women that you don't really like or not really into, right? A lot of times is because, one, it's your level of confidence. That's one. But two, what happens is that you don't know how to tap into certain parts of your identity in order to attract different types of women. We'll say it again. You don't know how to tap into certain parts of your identity in order to attract different types of women, because different types of women are going to be attracted to different aspects of your identity. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is that there might be a part of your personality, your identity, how you come across, the energy that you have within you that is attracting, right, these types of women that you may not be necessarily into. Or they might be attracting these type of women that you're attracted to, but you also want these other types of women over here. And those other types of women over there, you could be attracting those types of women also, but there's a part of your identity that you're suppressing, a part of your identity that you're not really putting out there, or you're not really being authentic in order to attract those type of women. You see what I'm saying? So what you got to understand is that this is all energy. It's all energy based. But again, you have to be out there dealing with women in real fucking life in order to experience this. Because if you're not out there in real life dealing with women, you're not going to understand this. You understand? So, shout out to Kobe Lee. He said, take this shot down after 24 hours. Oh, he said, take this shit down after 24 hours. Don't be giving out too much. Listen, man, I'm telling you, it's certain things I gotta, he said, Miles about to call in and tell me to chill. That's a fact. That's a fact. But it's the thing. When it comes to your tribe, right? That's how you're able to get rejected less. Because what you understand is that there are certain type of women who gravitate to you easier than other type of women. And the only way that you'll be able to know this and understand this is you need to actually put yourself out there more, right? To see this. Now, if you're in a situation where you're talking to a woman who's not necessarily the type of woman who's in your tribe, can you still get her? Of course. See, the thing is, you don't want to be the type of guy who is just relying on chicks who are part of your tribe. But what I'm telling you is that you can take advantage of this, because if you understand that there are women who you deal with who gravitate to you easier, then what's going to happen is that okay, this girl is more likely to cooperate and to fuck with me, right? Because of prior experience I had with this type of woman. And when I'm around or dealing with these types of women, it usually goes this way. You understand? See, like, for example, I'll give you an example for myself. So, like, what I usually notice is I'll get usually black and white women, right? Like black and white women who are thick, like, like got a nice body, Kim Kardashian thick. You understand what I'm saying? Gravitate to me the easiest. You understand? Also, for some reason, Australian chicks. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about. And in some cases, Indian girls. Super easy. You understand what I'm saying? Ask me why. I have no fucking idea. That's just what I've experienced, and that's just what I know. Is gonna be the thing. So let me go deeper into this, just to give you just a little smidget of a surface level understanding of how this works, right? So let me explain something. So let's say, for example, you have a thick white girl, right? A thick white girl, right, might also really be into black guys. Part of her being into black guys too is because there's probably a lot of black guys who gravitated to her. Why? Because she's a thick white chick. Because she's a thick white chick who attracts black guys, she ends up developing
an attraction for black guys off of that, plus also being attracted to black guys in the first place, right? So now, if I walk into a room or an event or a party or whatever, and there's a thick white woman, right? And she sees me and I'm a tall, black, athletic looking dude. You understand what I'm saying? I fit the archetype of what she is most likely attracted to. And then because that's the archetype of what she's most likely attracted to, because of the archetype of her, right? Then what happens is that when I encounter women like her, or when I encounter her, then she will gravitate to me easier. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to give you like a surface level understanding or breakdown so you understand how this works. You see what I'm saying? So once you understand this, then if I go into a spot and I see a thick white chick and she's looking in my direction, I understand most likely why she's looking in my direction. And my chances of being in a situation where things are going to flow smoothly are higher. You understand what I'm saying? But see, the reason why I understand that is because of experience. Because I've been in those situations multiple times. And so when I understand this, then me going through that situation, that's me getting rejected less because I have an advantage knowing the women who are going to gravitate to me more. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. But this is why you guys have to go out there and experience shit. So you have this information, because the information that you have is going to be personal to you. So no one can tell you what your tribe is. You can only tell you can only find it out for yourself. And you find that out for yourself through your own experience. And that's how it works. So now that's number one. So number one is how to get rejected less, find your tribe. Now, number two, and I talked about this before, but I'll go in a little bit more in depth. The second way to get rejected less is you have to work on your motherfucking appearance. Guys, this is a very underrated tip. You guys have to work on your appearance. You understand what I'm saying? Take some time to work on your appearance. You understand? It's very, very important, because what happens is that when your appearance is tight, women are more receptive to you. You understand? When your clothes fit, you smell good, your shoes are on point, right? When you look good, notice I didn't say you being good looking. I said when you look good, meaning your appearance is on point, you're going to get rejected less. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of guys, they don't understand this. They really don't understand this. Because what happens is, like I said this before, when your appearance is on point, women are more receptive. Why? Because when your appearance is on point, the woman assumes you're on point and she judges herself based on the fact that a man whose appearance is on point, who she assumes is on point, is approaching her. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to make sure that you're working on your appearance. You understand? See, even when I do the live streams and shit, right? Like, so I always make sure that my appearance is on point. Like, the only time that you probably guys could find a clip of me without being, my face shaved is when I was growing out the sides, because I was trying to do a little beard thing or whatever, like last November. You understand what I'm saying? But notice, every time you guys watch me on here, notice my fucking shit is shaped up. Always smooth, right? All of this is planned. I make sure I'm putting on the jewelry.
the hat, the whatever it is. I'm making sure the appearance is on point. You understand what I'm saying? So the problem is a lot of guys, they worried about getting rejected, or they get rejected a lot, and that's because they don't put any time, energy, and effort into their appearance. You understand what I'm saying? They just don't do this. And what I'm telling you is that the more effort you put in your appearance, the less rejected you're going to get. You understand what I'm saying? It's just really that simple. Because what happens is that the women are going to be receptive to you, which is going to be you being in a situation to have the conversation and interact. Now, if your appearance sucks, women are going to reject you off the rip just based on your appearance. See, a lot of guys think that, a woman's just going to reject you off the rip just because she doesn't think you're cute. No. You understand? You got to understand that a woman is going to reject you more for your appearance being whack versus you not being this super good looking dude. You understand? So let's say a guy is, wearing a dope ass suit. You understand what I'm saying? And he got some nice shoes on and all that other stuff. Nice watch. He smells good. And he's at an event and he approaches a woman and starts talking to her. And he's just looking sharp. That woman is more likely to be receptive to him and talk to him and interact with him. Why? Because of the way he appears. You understand? But if a guy walks up to a woman and he's looking sloppy as hell, doesn't have a fucking haircut, you understand what I'm saying? Looks like a goddamn homeless person, she's going to reject his ass. So what I'm telling you guys is that when you work on your appearance, it helps a lot. A lot. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all really listen. And this is the easiest fucking thing to do. The easiest thing. You guys want more interactions with women, actually will have a conversation with you. Work on your appearance. You understand what I'm saying? Work on your appearance. So that's number 2. Now, number 3. Now, this one right here is important. This one is very underrated. A lot of guys don't really take this into account when it comes to you dealing with women. And this is definitely going to get you to get rejected less, right? And this third one is that be more clear and decisive about what you want. Be more clear and decisive about what you want. And guys, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat. I'm gonna get to the questions at the end. And if you want to call in number 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901. So be more clear and decisive about what you want. Now, this is something a lot of you guys do not know and do not understand. And I'm gonna break it down to you. So one of the big reasons you get rejected. Now, I'm going to talk about rejection in the aspect of, let's say, for example, I'm sure some of you guys have dealt with this. You give a girl your number and you're going back and forth with her texting and then she leaves you on red, right? That's her rejecting you. You try to set up a date. You set it up. She flakes on you. That's her rejecting you, right? You're talking to a woman, you're going back and forth with the chick, right? And you try to exchange numbers after this long ass conversation you had with her, and she rejects you. Why? Now, why is all this happening? All these things are happening because you are not clear and decisive about what you want. Now, why do women reject you if you're not clear and decisive about what you want? The reason why they're going to reject you in a lot of cases, meaning like they're not going to give you the number, they'll give you the number, but when you hit them up, they'll leave you on red or not return the call or whatever it is like that. They'll do this because when you're not clear and you're, indecisive. You are just like most guys. Follow what I'm saying here. You are just like most guys. And what happens is that when you remind her of most guys, then she's going to put you in the category of most guys. And most guys are what? Unattractive. Most guys are what? Indecisive. Most guys are what? Liars. Most guys are what? Guys who don't have game. Most guys are what? Not masculine. Right? So whenever you're unclear, whenever you're indecisive, whenever you're super indirect, that's going to make her reject you. Why? Because she's like, I've already been through this before, and I don't feel like being through this again. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you're not clear and you're not decisive, that is not masculine. And so she's like, why am I going to waste time with another male who can't give me any direction, who doesn't know how to lead? Right? Why am I going to bother? See, let me tell you guys something. When I've gone on dates with chicks, right? I meet a girl off of Tinder. I randomly meet a chick, on a dating app, on a dating app, in the street or whatever. I get her information and I set up a date or whatever, right? One of the number one things that I hear, and it always makes me laugh. It always makes me laugh, is women will say some version of this. And I've heard this 80, 90% of the time. So I meet the girl on a date, and 8 to 9 times out of 10, I'm going to hear her say something to the effect of this. She'll say something like, oh, what's interesting, like how we just met like this, because, usually I have to talk to a guy for like a week or two, or we go back and forth a lot on the app, and then it takes a long time for us to meet. But with you, it was like so quick. You just told me to meet you here and I met you here. Like, they're surprised that I'm so clear and decisive. You understand what I'm saying? And so what happens is I'm not the only guy that is clear and decisive about what I want and how I want things to go. So what happens is that if you are unclear and you are indecisive, guys who are clear and decisive are always going to be more attractive than you. And this is why the woman's going to reject you and go with the guy who's more clear and decisive. You see what I'm saying? And this is why you keep getting rejected. See, you would get rejected less by being more clear and decisive. So what does it mean to be more clear and decisive? So let's start with clear. Being clear is talking about and letting her know exactly what you want and what you want to happen. Hey, let's meet Friday, 8 o'clock to get a drink. Hey, let's get together to hook up. I don't want to go on any dates, but I find you very sexually attractive. How about we get together this weekend and hook up? That's clear. Right? Now, let's talk about decisive. You hit up a girl. Hey, what's up? Let's meet Friday, 8 o'clock at the Main Street Bar. You're deciding to tell her to meet you at the Main Street Bar. Let's talk about being indecisive. Hey, girl, what's up? I was wondering, so what do you want to do this weekend? And, I was thinking maybe we could go get a drink or we could go get coffee. I don't know. What do you think? What's on your mind? Like, what would you like to do? That's you being indecisive. You understand? So now what's going to happen is the woman's going to reject you. It's going to leave you on red. She's not going to respond. You see what I'm saying? And then she's going to go to a guy who's more decisive. You see what I mean? So when you're clear and decisive, right, you're going to get less rejections. You understand? And see, the reason why most guys are unclear and indecisive is because most guys are insecure and they do not believe in themselves. So they're trying to tiptoe around women. They're like, Locario, I gotta build rapport, bro. I can't just tell a woman what I want to do. I can't just, invite her out to where I want her to meet me. That's crazy. She's a high value woman. I gotta figure out what she wants for dinner, and I gotta take her to a nice restaurant and all this other stupid shit. And so what happens is that you become just like every other guy who's scared to like let her know what it is. And then therefore, the woman is not gonna find you attractive. And when she doesn't find you attractive, guess what she's gonna do? She's gonna reject you. And then because you don't have game, you're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over to other women. And then you're gonna get rejected more. So how do you get rejected less? Easy. Be more clear and decisive. That's it. It's really that simple. Really that simple. And so what I'm telling you guys is that if you are more clear and decisive, you are going to get rejected less. Why? Because when the woman experiences you, she's like, yes, finally a fucking man. Finally a man who can actually make a plan and not just chit chat with me all day on the fucking phone. Finally, a man who can tell me what it is instead of asking me, what do I want to do? That's the worst thing you can ask a chick. So what do you want to do? Come on, fam. Don't ever ask the chick what she want to do. So I was wondering, what do you like to go to eat? What do you want to do? Stop. What the fuck are we talking? What are we doing? Be clear and decisive, and you will get rejected less. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Now, let's move on to the last one. Let's move on to the last one. Now, we're to the last one. So, the last way that we have on the list on how to get rejected less, and it's very, very important, is that you need to know how to fuck. You need to know how to fuck. And shout out to Kobe Lean for the 2 free calls. Shout out to Kobe Lean in the building. Appreciate you, fam. So, one of the ways to get rejected less is you need to know how to fuck. Now, understand this. This goes, a few ways. See, when you don't know how to fuck, I'm gonna tell you something. When you don't know how to fuck, it comes out in your mouthpiece. I'm saying it again because I don't want y'all to miss this. I don't want you to miss this. When you don't know how to fuck, a woman can tell you don't know how to fuck before you fuck her, because it comes out in the way you speak. It comes out in your mouthpiece. You understand? Because if you know how to fuck, the way you speak is going to be different. Because when you know how to fuck, you speak differently than a guy who doesn't know how to fuck. See, when you know how to fuck, there's a certain level of arrogance. You understand? In what you're saying, in the way you're coming across when you're talking to women. You understand what I'm saying? When you don't know how to fuck, it's not there. So now what happens is that you're trying to fuck a chick, you want to have some sex with her, you want to hook up with a girl, but the way you talk to the woman lets her know that most likely you suck in bed. You understand? And the opposite is also true. Based on how you talk, based on how you're coming at the situation, she's like, oh, this guy is most likely going to be good in bed, which entices her to want to fuck with you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you talk a certain way and she realizes that you're not good in bed, or she assumes this, that's going to make her reject you. So you get rejected less if you know how to fuck, which means that the way you interact with the woman is going to be different. You understand? Now, another aspect of this is this. Let's say you get to the point where you're in the bed with a woman and you're having sex with her, right? And for whatever reason, it just sucks. She's not feeling it. If you suck in bed, then she will reject you, meaning she's not going to come around for a second time. So now what happens is that you not knowing how to fuck is going to make the woman reject you for the next sex session. So you hit her up and you're trying to make sex happen again, and she's like, nah, I'm good. Or she don't return your call. You understand what I'm saying? And you get rejected because you don't know how to fuck. So if you know how to fuck, you will get rejected less. You see what I'm saying? You'll get rejected less. Now, are there times where you are good in bed to the chick and you fuck her one time or maybe twice and she keeps it moving? Absolutely. Because there's other variables, like let's say you smashed her, she was cheating on her boyfriend, now she's going back to her boyfriend, she don't want to come back to you because she don't want to cheat anymore. Or she smashed you while her and her man was on a break and now they're back to get, shit like that. Or it was her birthday, she was looking for some dick, she just wanted that one night thing and then she just keeps it moving. It is what it is in certain situations. But what I'm telling you is that a woman will reject you because you don't know how to fuck. And then she's gonna be like, you know what? Let me keep this moving. Because this is the thing. If you know how to fuck, certain chicks will come back to you because it's easier and more efficient for them to come back to you versus finding new dick. Because new dick can be a gamble. You understand what I'm saying? So then what happens is that she's going to stay with the guy who knows how to fuck. But see, when you have a tight mouthpiece, right? The woman can tell that you're that guy because you're going based on the experience you have, knowing the benefit that the woman's going to get out of fucking with you. Exactly. You said recycle the D so you don't have to add to the body count. Exactly. So let's recap all of the things. So remember, first thing we had on the list of how to get rejected less is find your tribe. Second thing, work on your appearance. Third thing, be clear and decisive. And then the fourth thing is you need to know how to fuck. Try any of those things. Try any of those things. And that will make it to where you're getting rejected less. Remember, you're going to get rejected, period. But you're going to get rejected less if you step up your game. So instead of getting rejected, so I tell you guys, talk to 25 women a day. Some of y'all will talk to 25 women and get rejected by all 25 at this point, which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that because you're still being able to learn how to approach women. You're still being able to have tough skin with the rejection, so still all good. But what will happen is that when your game is tighter, you'll talk to 25 women, and then let's say 8 of them, are down. So that's you getting rejected less. So before you got rejected by all 25, now 8 of them was like, yeah, let's make it happen. You see what I'm saying? So when you step up your game, you're able to get rejected less. But guys, you can call the number 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. So make sure you guys call up. So let me see what some of these questions say. It says, there's a certain place that you go in your that your mind can go. Then you realize there's actually no such thing as rejection until you realize that. Listen to this video. Well, yeah, this is the thing. A chick is not really rejecting you. She's rejecting your game, and that's a whole nother. She's rejecting your approach, but that's a whole nother thing. But let's go to 323. What's popping? Who's this?
This is Derek. How you doing?
What's going on, my brother? Did you donate or are you taking a free call?
I'm taking a free call.
All right, so what's going on with you?
Okay, I got a question for you. When I used to go out there and play, I would see a woman. Now, you got to have the choosing singles, like you always say. You have to have the choosing singles. So you
said you have to have the what? So you have to have the
choosing singles. Choosing signals.
Who said you need choosing signals?
You know, a lot of players, they say you have to have choosing signals, you know, to see if the girls. You can go up to a girl.
Okay,
like eye contact. You know, she looks at you. You know, that sort of thing. Anyway, you go up to the girl, and I just want to know what you think about this. You ask her this question. You say, "Can I ask you a question?" And she goes, "Yeah, what is it?" And you say, "Do you have a significant other? Do you have a boyfriend or something like that?" And she says, if she says you don't like that.
Why are you asking? Hold on. Why are you asking if she has a boyfriend?
To see if she likes you, she'll say no. But if she doesn't like you, she'll say yes, and you just keep moving.
Well, what are you trying to do in this situation? Are you trying to smash? Like, what are you trying to do?
Well, you know, you go up to a girl. This is cold, you know, like warm approach, whatever you want to call it. You go to a girl and you ask her if she has a boy. You know, you get the choosing signals. You ask if she has a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Hold on. What is it with you and the choosing signals? Like, why are you worried about choosing signals?
Well, because you want to reject. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste your time on the women that are not.
So how?
Not approachable.
So how are choosing signals not wasting your time?
Because, you know, back in the day, when women were women, when they see a guy that they like, they used to say they drop their napkin, you know, and the guy picks it up and say, "Did you drop this?" So, you know, women will do something to make you see that they like you. She either looks at you or she try to touch. She'll try to touch. She'll say, "Look at this lint on your shoulders."
Caller, how does a choosing signal let you know a woman likes you?
It's a body language thing. It's a nonverbal way of finding out if a woman likes you. You know, it's a nonverbal way.
Okay, so if a woman is checking you out across the room, that means she like you?
She likes what she sees. If she's checking me out, yeah, she likes what she sees.
Okay, so how do you know she's not checking you out so that you can approach her so that she can basically play you and use you for your money?
But you go up to her and you ask her if she has a boyfriend or not, you know?
Right, and she says, "No, I'm single." Then what?
Give me your number and we'll chat and see what we can do about that.
Okay, so she gives you the number, and then what you do after that?
You call her and you set a date or whatever.
Okay, what do you say? What do you say when you set the date? What are you telling her? What y'all doing?
Hey, you know, what's up? I'm available this Friday, you know, let me meet you at this club or whatever. Let's meet you at this restaurant or this bar and see what happens.
Okay, so how do you determine whether or not she wants you sexually or she's using you for the drink, for the, you know, the dinner, whatever the hell you're trying to do? How do you tell?
Just like you said, you know, when you go out with her, I mean, when you meet her and you interact with her, you do these little tests. You touch her, you touch her and see if she responds to your touches.
Okay, so you touched her, so you touched her and all that other stuff, and she's smiling and everything.
Then you try to kiss her. Right? You say, look, you go like this. Hey, you try to kiss her. You say, hey, look, let me try something. I want to see something right now.
Okay,
and she goes, what? You kiss her, and if she kisses you back, then you're on. You know.
Okay, so you try to kiss her. She moved her face, but you already paid $200 for dinner.
I haven't paid anything yet. This is like the first 5 minutes of meeting her. I'm not going to do this like within the date. I'm going to do this in the first 5 minutes.
The first 5 minutes, you're going to try to kiss her?
In the first 5 minutes, I'm touching her. I give her a hug. And when I meet her, I give her a hug. And if she doesn't like the hug, she gives you a little pat on the back or something like that. Then I keep it moving. I go, I guess I'm wrong about you.
But wait, why would she give you a pat on the back and be acting like that if she gave you choosing signals in the first place?
Well, the truth, look, all these things are basically, you know, it's part of the game. You try to learn, you know, not every interaction is going to be great. Not every interaction is going to be 100%.
I'm just saying all of this to get you to understand that choosing signals doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm trying to get. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Well, there are different ways you meet people. I mean, I used to meet women online. I mean, I used to go on all these different dating sites and stuff like that.
Okay, so
you know,
what's your initial question though? Because we got an intention.
But I was just wondering your opinion on the question of asking a woman. You know, is that a good question to initially ask a woman? You know, if she's giving you some signals that you like her.
Wait, what's the question again that you would ask?
Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend or a significant other? I saw you checking. I saw you checking me out, and I was curious. Like, you asked her, "Can I ask you a question?" And she goes, "Yeah, go ahead."
Okay,
women are pretty friendly. I'm just curious. Do you have a boyfriend or anything like that? And she'll say no, and then you
call her. Listen, you're not listening. You're just yapping. Now, I'm asking you a question. What do you want to happen between you and the woman?
Well, eventually I want to have sex with that woman, yeah.
Okay, when? When do you want to have sex with her?
Well, you heard about the 3-date rule. You want to have sex within the first 3 dates or something.
So you want to take her out on 3 dates before you have sex?
No, you try to have sex on the first date. If you can't do it, try on the second date.
Perfect. So now, what the hell does it matter if she has a boyfriend or not if you're trying to fuck?
Well, some women, if they have a boyfriend, they don't want to fuck. They're pretty loyal, some of them.
Right. So now let me ask you a question. Has any woman ever in the history of life cheated on her man?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then why do you give a fuck?
But not all women. Then all women do that. I say a certain percentage of them.
So what I'm trying to get you to understand is what's the point of the question about asking her if she has a boyfriend or if she's single?
I just want your opinion on it. Because I read this technique a long time ago. I never used it because I only used it once, but I never actually used that technique because I used to pick up women online and everything like that.
So caller, this is what you're not understanding. What you don't understand is that the moves that you're making, right? And I'm glad you're asking this question because a lot of guys think like you. You want sex as soon as possible, yes?
Yeah,
right.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Hold on. Now check this out. Your mindset and how you're going about things, you're actually pushing sex further away. You know what? You want to know why?
Why?
Because everything you're doing is making the woman assume that you are trying to be her boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
because one, check this out. One, you're asking her if she's single. So meaning that I am interested in if you're in a relationship. Why? Because I want to be in a relationship with you, which is why I'm asking you about your relationship. That's one.
Oh,
Two, hold on. Two, you said you're going to go on 3 dates. You know what 3 dates is? That's courting. Who courts?
I know that.
Guys that want to be her boyfriend. Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So you don't even realize what you're doing. You're basically fucking up what you're trying to actually make happen.
Can I ask you this? So don't most women play like they want a relationship from the get-go anyway?
No. They play they want a relationship with guys that they're not sexually attracted to. So if a woman met you and she's like, I'm not sexually attracted to this guy at all, but I see he's sexually attracted to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow him to take me on 3 dates, right? And then I might even kiss this guy. But when he wants some pussy, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, I don't really feel it and all that other shit.
But some women will say yes, some women will say no. I mean, it depends. I mean, I met women on coffee dates, and then on the second date, I had sex with them. I said, let me come over and I had sex with them.
Caller. What I'm trying to tell, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 62 right now. 63.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So
this is when I was like in my 30s and 40s when I was online. I was meeting women on.
How are you 62 and you still think this way? This is crazy.
Well, I'm married right now. I'm married.
How long you been married?
20 years.
Okay, so if you've been married 20 years, why are you even worried about this stuff? I
still play around,
So wait. So you're in an open marriage?
No, I play around on my woman.
So
you
you
know.
cheat.
No, you didn't know there's a lot of married guys who cheat. Come on.
So wait, so you're cheating?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a Steve the Dean question. Why do you hate yourself?
What?
Why do you hate yourself? Hold on. Oh, did I cut him off? Oh shit, I think I cut him off. I don't think Teams allows me to merge the calls. But anyway, 402, what's popping? Who this?
This Prodigy.
Prodigy, what's going on, fam? Did you donate?
Yeah, I donated $5 to Miles.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Appreciate it. What's going on with you?
Man, I got harshly rejected today, man. What should I do? Chick cursed me out, spit in my face, bro. I'm fucked up.
You trolling? Why you trolling, Project?
No, I'm just trolling. I'm just trolling. Now, let me get to my real question, though. So, all right, let me ask you a question. So, do you think it's a good idea to, let's just say you're at the gym, right? Do you think it's a good idea to like blow through women in order for you to get that one woman that you want at the gym, you know, for you to quote unquote like ruin your reputation? You feel me? But in the midst of you doing this, you're like blowing through these women, you're able to get one woman, but at the same time, you know, like every woman there think you a creep or a weirdo, but you got what you want. So is that a good idea, bad idea? I'm curious.
So wait, so you're saying if there's a chick at the gym you want to holler at, and you're saying should you holler at? Like,
well, okay, I'll say it again. So okay, you want to get a quote unquote attractive woman at the gym, right? One with a nice ass, big titties, a gym fit woman,
right?
But you have to approach every woman at the gym every day for like 2 months straight. I ain't gonna say 2 months. I say for a whole month straight in order for you to find this woman. But in the midst of you doing this, you fuck your reputation up. All the women look at you as a creep or a weirdo. You just fuck your whole reputation up. But you end up finding that woman, you know, but you fucked your reputation up doing it. Like, is that a good idea to do it or is that a bad idea?
Well, this the problem with the question is that you're starting, I should say this, you're creating the scenario where you're the problem. You understand what I'm saying? So why can't you talk to every woman and have a good reputation?
Well, it's under the premise that the women, you know, quote unquote, think you're a creep or a weirdo. Right, because you just like talk to every woman there, and
right, but that's what I'm saying.
You just like blow through every woman.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Women don't think you're a creep for talking to every woman. Women think you're a creep because you don't know how to talk to women, which creates an situational aura of creepiness.
Okay, so
do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying.
No,
that's what I'm trying to say. The premise of what you're saying.
Two different guys.
Right, because
it's like the guy that know how to talk to women and the guy that don't. Right. The guy that don't know how to talk to women, you know, he's going to be seen as a creep versus the guy that actually know how to talk to women. He's not going to be that way.
Right. So it's not about the women, and it's not even about the gym. It's about the particular guy. The reason why we tell you guys not to be really talking to girls at the gym is not because it's at the gym. It's because most guys don't know how to talk to women. Just like at work, we don't tell you don't talk to women at work because you're at work. We're saying don't talk to women at work because you don't know how to talk to women, which means you're gonna fuck up your job. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're saying. So we're saying is the premise about it is or what you're saying could happen, but that has more to do with the guy than him talking to a lot of women or him talking to a lot of women at the gym. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Because you can have a guy who knows how to talk to a lot of women, period, and who has swag and who's confident and who's charismatic and who is sociable, and nobody's gonna think he's a creep. You feel what I'm saying?
No. See, I understand what you're saying. Like you taking it under the premise that the dude actually know how to do it because he has swag and charisma, he has good social skills, right? So him talking to all the women is not going to be weird or creepy. But I'm saying, let's just say it's the guy that you are teaching, you know, like a student of yours, right? And this guy, you not saying you're going to do this, is like a hypothetical, right? And you tell this dude, you know, go out and approach women, you know, at venues that you frequent on the regular, and and the gym is a place that you frequent on the regular. But since he's learning game, he's not going to be that socially adept. He's not going to really have the social skills to get the women that he wants initially, right? So he might have to talk to a shit ton of women in order for him to get their woman. But in that process, he pretty much, you know, fucked his whole reputation up because
right. So
every time he talks.
So that's what I'm saying. That type of guy, I would tell him not to approach women at the gym yet. That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
So this is what I'm saying. So this is what I want you to understand, right? So
yeah.
And this is the paradox of it, right? So a lot of times the reason why guys are focused at or talking to women at the gym or focused at talking to women at their job is because that's their comfort zone, right? So notice, I said that's their comfort zone. So that's why they're talking to women there, because they're comfortable there. So that means that they are uncomfortable doing it anywhere else. If they're uncomfortable doing it anywhere else, that means that they don't believe in themselves enough, they're not confident enough, and don't have the skill to talk to women, period. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they're going to be creepy at the gym or at work. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you is that when we teach guys how to approach women, talk to women, and all this other stuff, right? It's about being able to have the skill to interact and talk to women, period. And then when you have the skill to interact and talk to women, period, that develops your social skill. When you have better social skills, right, then that means that you understand social dynamics and how to move in any social situation. And this is the interesting part. This is the ironic part. The better a guy gets at talking to women, the more women he gets, which means he's not going to be so caught up on having to talk to women at the gym. Now, if he wants to talk to women at the gym, he can, right? But he's not actively trying to talk to women at the gym or at his job because he is no longer using those situations as his comfort zone. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm saying is the level that the guy is at, right? He's not even worried about the women at the gym. And because he's not worried about the women at the gym, if he does talk to the women at the gym, guess what's going to happen? He's not going to be a creep because he has social skills, because he learned how to talk to women, period. You see what I'm saying? So what you're saying is correct in the sense of if a guy is talking to women at the gym and they think he's a creep and all that other stuff, that can mess things up. But it's messing things up because initially he's the type of guy who already doesn't know how to talk to women in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Which is why he's talking to women at the gym. Why? Because the gym is his comfort zone. You see what I'm saying? That's the issue within itself. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I pretty much feel you on there. I got you. I pretty much asked the question because this was a discussion, you know, that I recently had, and I honestly just wanted to hear your perspective on it. So that's pretty much it.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate the call, fam.
All right, bro. Keep doing your thing.
All right, peace. All right. Shit, I'm trying to figure out on my eyes itching like crazy. Trying to figure out on this this team shit to merge the calls and shit. 'Cause I'm using this new shit, so trying to figure this out. But at least the phone lines is working. What time is it? We'll do another 15 minutes. So you guys want to call out? Calling number is 646-481-3901. You got one free call, but let me see what some of these questions are saying. So he said, is finding your tribe on a Bad Boy membership. So like I said, on this program, I talk about finding your tribe on understanding patterns. You feel what I'm saying? So I go into it, but it's not specifically about that, but I go into it more on there. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com. You said, is there a 0% chance for a woman outside your tribe? No. The tribe is saying these women are more likely to gravitate to you easier. That's the point. You feel what I'm saying? So this says, what is an example of suppressing a part of your identity? So an example of that is, let's say you're the type of guy who, let's say you like to, I don't know, like you like to challenge
people's beliefs or some shit like that, right? And so because you like to do that, you like to get into certain types of conversations or discussions about taboo things and all this other stuff, right? And that's something you like to do, but you sort of hold yourself back. Why? Because you're worried about what other people are going to think about you. You're nervous that people are going to look at you funny for expressing a certain type of thought that most people might not agree with and shit like that. So you suppress that part of you. When you suppress that part of you, then what happens is that you are suppressing a part of you that's attractive, meaning you're suppressing a part of you that would attract certain types of women. You understand what I'm saying? And then what happens is that because you're suppressing that part of you that can attract certain types of women, you're most likely not going to attract those women easily. You see what I'm saying? Because you're hiding that aspect of yourself. You said, are they more receptive to appearance because they perceive that as the type of guys that takes of himself and reminds her of other guys that do the same? Well, yeah, it shows that, you're a guy who most likely takes care of himself, cares about, himself. You got shit going on, all those different types of things. All right, so let's go to 502. 502, what's popping? Who's this?
What's going on, Locario? It's Phoenix.
Phoenix in the building. What's going on with you, man?
What's up with you? I donated to the PayPal.
All right, that's what's up. So what's going on?
Yeah, just real quick, man, on the question on the subject. So you was talking about, your tribe. Now, what if you know your tribe, but you don't vibe with your tribe?
Well, if you don't vibe with your tribe, then it's not really your tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of it, that you vibe with them. There's compatibility there. You understand what I'm saying? In certain situations. Now, the only thing though is that if it's a thing where you don't vibe in a sense of I'm not physically attracted to these types of girls, right? That's one thing. But what happens is if you're physically attracted to your to your tribe, and y'all are interacting, right? Then usually what's going to happen is that it'll usually gel, because the thing is this. So I'll give you an example. So let's say we talk about, I was talking about the thick white girl, right? Let's say the thick white girl usually dates black dudes, right? Now, black guys we're all not the same, but we have similar things because we are black living in a certain society, and therefore there are certain things that we most likely will have a similar aspect or similar views on, or whatever it is like that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, because she has experience dealing with black guys, then what happens is if she deals with you, another black guy, then what happens is a part of her that's already going to be compatible with that part of you. You understand what I'm saying? So on a personality level, on a vibe level, it's going to click. You understand what I'm saying? In some form or fashion. Now, does this mean that it's going to be 100% and, you guys are going to be 100% compatible and everything? Not necessarily. But as far as attraction goes and sexual chemistry and it going in that direction on the front end, in most cases, it's gonna be down that path. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to necessarily be anything deep, especially if it's something as simple as you guys getting together on a level of it just being like a sexual thing, sexual desire type of thing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Cause see, that's what I was gonna ask. Cause see, I'm a muscular, bald head black dude, right? All right, cool. So when I usually step out, I usually was attracting these more, say, aggressive hood type of chicks. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at but then I'm cool, laid back. So then these aggressive hood chicks would be like, "Hey, you smoke weed or something." But at the time, I wasn't smoking, so I'm like, "No, I don't do it." So then they'd be laughing. They'd be like, I got a 9-to-5 job. But I literally had one woman one time. She brought me through a crib and she wanted to smash. And we hadn't we were just sitting there chilling or whatever, having some drinks. And then she asked, well, how long have you been in prison? And I looked at the chick and I said, man, right? And I'm sitting there like, been in prison? What are you talking about? She's like, you ain't never been locked up? And I'm sitting there like, nah, I ain't never been. She's like,
well, let me ask you this.
oh.
Let me ask you this. Are you physically and sexually attracted to these type of women?
Now, physically, yeah, I would smash, but now would I get into a relationship with these women? No.
Okay. And so,
but I mean, they got the asses and stuff like that, but they, you know what I'm saying? They on the more, you say, on the ratchet or hood type of part where I'm like, nah, I would smash the chick, but it wouldn't be no chick I would keep around. Like, you cool, I could hang with you, but nah.
Right. But what I'm saying is, or say this, do you get along with the women enough to get smash and going?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So that's what I'm saying is that there's enough there for that to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, because the tribe is not about you finding women that are your compatible match for long-term situation. It's just it's just attraction. Like it's the raw attraction. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So it's not about you got to be like, oh, we just connect on all these levels. No, you see what I'm saying? What I mean is that we're attracted to each other and we get along enough for sex to occur. That's really all it's about. You see what I'm saying? That's the main thing. You see what I mean?
Yeah, like you could sit in the same room with this chick and y'all could share a space without you just being so irritable where your dick won't get hard.
Exactly.
You know, you like, all right.
Yeah, like it's like, okay, she could get it. She's like, okay, he could get it. Y'all do y'all thing, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be anything deeper than that. So what I'm saying is that this is why we're talking about, like, because notice, even when the fact that the woman is gravitating towards you, and let's say you're gravitating towards her because you're attracted to her, right? That already within itself is something that is, you know, that's a natural vibe within itself. It's not like you guys got to know each other and spend a significant amount of time, but for whatever reason, you guys are connecting on a level where something sexual can happen. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about.
Okay, so then it goes back to like what you said. Now, if I wanted dating compatibility, then I would have to change up or bring out a different side of myself to attract a different tribe. And then go from there.
Well, if it's a dating thing, that's a whole different story. That's more so you gotta actually see if you and the person compatible. You understand? Well, what I'm saying is that if you pull out a different aspect of yourself, that's you being able to attract another tribe. Do you understand what I'm saying? So meaning that, let's say, for example, I'm just using this as like, you know, just service level example or whatever, is let's say you saying that you're getting the hood type of chicks that's just gravitating to you, right? So now you're like, damn, well, you know, what if I want like a fucking, you know, I want to see if I could get some like, you know, white chicks. You understand what I'm saying? That's going to gravitate to me. You understand what I mean? So now what happens is that there's aspects of your personality and identity that when you display that and put that out there, you understand what I'm saying? That will attract those other types of women. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so right. So what I'm saying is that a lot of times guys don't actually put that out there because it's parts of their personality and their identity that they're suppressing. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. Most guys generally, this is what happens. Most guys generally, when they get around a woman, they are not being themselves. Like, first of all, most people, not even guys, most people aren't being themselves fully, right? Then you have people who are being themselves only in certain situations. Like, they'll be themselves around their best friend, right? So let's say you could be chilling with your one of your guy best friends. He's real charismatic. He's funny, right? He's you know, he's smart. He has all these interesting things to say. Now, let's say you out with your friend, and soon as y'all go out and you see two bad chicks, the funny's not there. He's more shy, right? And so you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what happened to you see what I'm saying? So he's suppressing parts of himself when he's in front of the woman because he's nervous. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is that energy, right, that he's suppressing is held back when he's around certain women or just women in general. So therefore, he's like, damn,
how come it's hard for me to attract this girl that I'm attracted to? It's hard because you're not being that guy that he is when he's around you. He's not being his cool, calm, collected, funny, charismatic, chill, awesome self because he's suppressing that because he feels some type of way around women. He's like, man, she's so bad. What do I do to get her? What do I? And he's running away from who he really is in front of this woman. You see what I'm saying? And that's why she's not attracted to him, because she's not able to see or experience that aspect of him, which is something that she would be interested in and gravitate to. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
so she never gets. Yeah, so she never gets to like even feel his vibe to see if he's part of the tribe.
Exactly, exactly. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Where that's what I'm saying. Where a lot of times what happens is that the energy that people are putting out, like a lot of energy that these guys are putting out, that's why it's harder for them to attract. Because notice this: a guy who's usually confident is not scared to be himself. He's just like doing him at all times. Notice he's able to attract more women generally than the average guy. Why is that? That's because his identity, his masculine identity, shout out to Miles, his masculine identity is on 100, meaning that he is being uniquely himself, which means he stands out from most other guys. So because he's standing out from most other guys, then he's going to automatically be more attractive than most other guys. So if he's attractive than most other guys, that means that most women are going to be more attracted to him than most other guys. And that's why he has more women who are going to gravitate to him than most other guys will get.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because one thing, what I had to do was, I pretty much, I mean, I was still always the same person, like say when I would go out or whatever.
Right.
All I did though was just change, like you know, what you just said about the look. All I did was just change up my look, clean the look up more, had a more of a professional look, collared shirts, and I didn't wear aggressive colors. Like I stayed with like light grays and shit, where I didn't look as aggressive being a bald head black dude. And then I changed, and then I just went to location where you're more high quality, like teachers and lawyers and stuff went. And then it worked out for me like that.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. And part of it too is that it still has to be a part of you. So it can't be like you're putting on a show or trying to fake the funk. So you have to tap into part of you that attracts that part of those women. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how it works. Like, that's what I'm saying. This shit is deep. A lot of but the thing is, guys have to actually go out there and experience to even know what we're talking about right here. You see what I'm saying? Like, they really need to go out and like experience life for real to even see this aspect of it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you said. Yeah, because it really comes in kind of like when you was talking about like guys who want to attract the quote unquote baddie. And they have troubles attracting the baddie because they don't see themselves as a baddie.
Right, exactly. You see what I'm saying? They don't see themselves as that guy who's the top guy. You see what I'm saying? So then it's going to be hard to attract that because they're not putting that energy out themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, all right, man. I appreciate it as always, man. I'm going to jump on back in.
Yes, sir.
I'll holler at you.
I appreciate the call, fam. All right, so let me kill the phone lines real quick, and then we're gonna answer these questions, and then we're gonna head up out of here. Where we at the questions. You said if I give a woman my schedule, then instruct her to pick a day and time within it, and she says I should pick instead, is that resistance? Yes, because you're telling her to do something and she's not doing it. But what I would tell you is that it's better to let her know, like, hey, listen, I'm free Friday, 8:00. Let's meet that day. Can you meet that day? And then just try to set something up for that time. You see what I'm saying? So you could also do that too. You said the best way to never get rejected is to never approach in the first place. Why should women always expect men to suffer rejection? It is diabolical. Of course, Steve the Lion always has to come in with the craziness.
So focusing, didn't we answer this question already? Wait, hold on. Is it the same question or is it a different question? Oh no, I think it's a different question. So if focusing more on your appearance isn't your strength, but you make it more important to have better results, could that be subjectively related to doing things to assist with getting women? Well, this is the thing. When it comes to game, you want to be strong on all fronts. So the problem with a lot of guys is that they're like, oh, let me look better, looks max, and that's going to solve my problems. Or let me get more money, that's going to solve my problems. Or you understand? It's like you want to be well-rounded. So it's about having everything on point. But you're asking, could that be subjectively related to doing things to assist with getting women? I'm confused about that part of the question. So if a woman auto rejects a man before he has a conversation, is it mostly because of appearance? It's not necessarily just that, but what I'm saying is if you're approaching women on the street and your appearance is trash, yeah, that you're gonna get a lot of women automatically rejecting you just off the strength of that. Because they're gonna have assumptions about you based on the fact that you're sloppy. You understand what I'm saying? So just by fixing your appearance, you increase the chances of women actually being open to talk to you. So do you agree that women that desire us should make an effort to stop her friends from cock blocking when we approach them in groups and they are very interested in us? No. Because remember, the women in the groups still have their dynamic in the group. So you have to figure out how to navigate that in order to make shit happen with the woman that you want to make shit happen with. Because what the thing is that, so let's say she stops her friends from cock blocking to talk to you. Then y'all exchange numbers and then you leave. Once you leave, she still has to deal with her friend. So essentially she just makes her friend do what her friend does. And you got to be a leader and know how to navigate that shit. Do women only have dominant sides because of the past guys they've been with were submissive? Well, everyone has a dominant and submissive side to them, right? But in a lot of cases, yeah, they'll have guys who've been submissive, so that's what they're used to, and then that's what they're going to keep, trying to do. So sometimes, that might not work out between you and that chick if you're, a more dominant guy and she's a dominant chick. Somebody got to submit, and it's better that it's her. So what if you get harsh rejections versus regular rejections? Well, that's the thing. It doesn't really matter, but also when you have social skills, most of the time you're not going to get harsh rejections. You understand what I'm saying? Most of the time. What does it mean when the cat smells when you're getting it in? I notice many girls have that issue. Sometimes, she just has, well, sometimes it could be STD, so you got to be careful. But, some chicks, they got that odor. They need a douche or know how to fucking take care of themselves. But sometimes chicks be having STD, and that's why they should be smelling crazy. Or it could be bacterial vaginosis and all that other type shit. What if other people know you have a reputation of getting rejected by other people, family and friends, etc.? Nobody knows, nobody cares, George. Guys, you got to say something. If that's really an issue, you need to get out more. Because if you're getting out and meeting lots of different women in different situations, who the fuck knows you like that? You understand what I'm saying? If you walk into a club with 1,000 people in it, 1,000 strangers, nobody know who the fuck George is. What the fuck are you talking about? Who gives a shit? You understand what I'm saying? So when a woman sees you as the guy, but is so nervous and looking left and right while standing there talking to you, obviously she's shy, but what's the best way to chat to shy girls? Well, listen, man, you need to know how to guide and direct the conversation so you can move it in the direction you want it to go in. You understand what I'm saying? So you're worried about her looking left and right, being nervous and all that other shit. You need to guide the conversation.
And then once you guide the conversation and she follows it, then you're good. So since you've been gamed up, have you reflected on past interactions where women disrespected you and thought, now I understand why she did X, Y, and Z? Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah. There's a lot of shit where I'm like, yeah, I was like, now I know why that fucked up. I already know. You understand what I'm saying? Which is, and this is good. This is why game is important, because it gives you the ability to reflect like, oh shit, that's why you realize, oh, it was my fault. This is why this shit occurred. So what are some ways to lose points on a woman's interest towards a guy after that guy gave a good impression on his first impression or first interaction? Well, first of all, you're saying lose points on with a woman. The problem is you're worried too much about the woman, but also understand that if you are that guy, right, that means that you are consistently him. So it's not a thing where, you know, the first impression, she was like, wow, this guy is on point. And then tomorrow she's like, this guy sucks. No, you're the same motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're that guy and you're the same guy who's that guy, then you just continue to be that guy and she continues to experience awesomeness. That's how it works. But guys, that's about it. We're about to wrap it up and shit. So make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com, masculineidentitymembership.com, masculineidentity.com, and shop Locario.com. You feel what I'm saying? And what's today? Thursday. So tomorrow it'll be myself and Miles on the Friday show. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And that is pretty much it. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out.
Vision deep cooling.
Yo, get on your grind, boy. Life is short, you ain't got time, boy. You fuck around, you watch your mind, boy. Tell me, is your life on the line, boy? Are you really out here living it up? Are you doing it or giving it up? What's the plan? Have you written it up? Keep it real while not giving a fuck. These cats, they be talking, but they don't be walking it. All of it's marketed, on again, off again. Nothing they're offering, unzip the cardigan. Went in it and gave me the cardigan. Then they start partying, these niggas ain't serious artists, and they ain't about their business. So I'm a mind bind. It's grind time. I said fine wine with a dime, 9 or 8. It's late, I gotta skate, cause this guy's high on dope, offering me coke, don't wanna try lines. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Get on your grind, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You must be out your mind, boy. Your life is on the line, boy. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Life is short, you ain't got time, boy. You fuck around, you watch your mind, boy. Tell me, is your life on the line, boy? Are you really out here living it up? Are you doing it or giving it up? What's the plan? Have you written it up? Keep it real while not giving a fuck. Their time they're just wasting it. Life is a test and I'm acing it. They talking shit, I take their shit and rubbing their face in it. They mad, they raising their voice, I tell them put some bass in it. They call me a nigga, I'm like, why you putting race in it? They mad I'm fucking they bitch and she says she like tasting it. They bitch be bitching to them, but when they with me, they submit. Y'all on that little boy shit, these niggas out here, they a bitch. These niggas ain't really gay, all they can say is hated it. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Get on your grind, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You ain't got time, boy. You must be out your mind, boy. Your life is on the line, boy. Yo, get on your grind, boy. Life is short, you ain't got time, boy. Fuck around, you out your mind, boy. Tell me, is your life on the line, boy? Are you really out here living it up? Are you doing it or giving it up? What's the plan? Have you written it up? Keep it real while not giving a fuck.